어떻게 해야 then what does it have to do with America? The prophecy in its context concerned ancient Israel, but as a template of judgment, as a sign, it now concerns America. How? It's the sign of a nation that once knew God but then fell away. A sign that America is now the nation in danger of judgment and now given warning and the call to return. So it was given to ancient Israel and it's about ancient Israel, but now it's reappearing as a sign of a warning to America. Yeah, so if the same prophetic message and the same warning of judgment once given in Israel's last days should now manifest itself in America, it will constitute a sign that America is now the nation that once knew God then fell away, a sign that America is now the nation in danger of judgment and given warning to return. So if that word should be manifested in America, it becomes a harbinger of America's future. A harbinger, he answered, in more than one, the 9 harbingers. Yes, the 9 harbingers, each one joined to the ancient prophecy. Each one joined to this word and each one carrying out revelation. If these harbingers of Israel's judgment should now reappear along with this prophetic word, then the nation in which they reappear is in danger. And you're saying that they have reappeared. Yes, all of them, all 9. And they all reappeared in America. Yes. And they all concern America. Yes. And Isaiah 9:10 is the key to all of them. Yes, it's the key that unlocks each of their mysteries and joins them all together. Each of the harbingers is connected. It's when joined together with the other 8 forms a prophetic message. Its mystery is itself a puzzle piece in a still larger mystery. So 2 of the harbingers you revealed. What are the other 7? Oh, he replied, they'll be telling. It's for you to find them and it's for you to help me. I just gave you the key. You could give me a little more to go on. He paused, as if carefully pondering every word that was about to proceed out of his mouth. Then, just as carefully and deliberately, he began to speak. 2 of the 9 you already know, the breach, and the terrorist. These form the context. As for the other 7, one is of stone, the other is fallen. One ascends, one is alive, the other once was. One speaks of what is, and the other speaks of what would be. There was a long pause before I ventured a response. You know, I said, I'm not telling you how to do your job, but this would all be a lot easier if you just gave me a map and a few subway tokens. You don't need a token, you have the key. And what do you do with it? You use it to find the 3rd harbinger. The 3rd harbinger, the fallen bricks. We got up from the table, left the reading book, and made our way down and out the library's front entrance. So this time, he didn't vanish at the end of the encounter, Anna observed. No, either that or it wasn't the end of the encounter. We started down the front step. That's when it hit me. We were standing right under one of the lions when I realized it. That's where I stopped to take out the seal and look at it once more. I have it, I said. You have what? He asked. The 3rd harbinger. I know what it is. And what it is the bricks from the prophecy from Isaiah. The bricks have fallen. That's how it begins. The image on the seal. That's what it in ruins. Fallen bricks, a pile of fallen bricks. Very good, Nuriel. Now, tell me what it means. It would be the ruins left in the wake of the Assyrian invasion. Correct. When the Assyrian attack was over, the people of Israel began surveying the damage. What they found were the ruins of the collapsed buildings, heaps of rubble, and fallen brick. The bricks have fallen. They are fragile to begin with, bricks of clay and straw and dried in the midday sun. Any building made of these would be especially vulnerable to destruction. So the pile of the fallen brick became the most visible sign of the calamity and of the fact that the nation's existence now rested on shaky ground. It was now vulnerable and in danger. The breach had been made, and the destruction, though limited, had begun. So the ruined heap of the fallen bricks was a sign, I said, not just of what had happened, but of what would happen if the nation didn't change its course, exactly the sign of a collapse, the collapse of a building, the collapse of a kingdom, and then of a civilization. He asked me for the seal, and then lifting it up, and he began to explain its meaning. The third harbinger, enemies entered the land and caused destruction. The destruction leaves the nation traumatized, but the scope and duration of the destruction are limited. The most visible signs of the attack is the ruined heaps of fallen bricks, stone, and rubble. Where once there stood a building, the bricks have fallen. The third harbinger, the fallen bricks, ground zero. As the dust of September 11 settled on New York City, people emerged to survey the damage. The World Trade Center had collapsed into a colossal heap of ruin. As Americans watched on their television sets and computer screens, the image of a colossal ruin heap at ground zero became the most visible and identifiable sign of what had happened. A strange image, several stories high, surreal, and haunting. In the days and weeks that followed, the image would be seared into the nation's collective consciousness, a sign of destruction. Though, as with ancient Israel, a destruction limited in scope and duration, and yet, as in the ancient case, the ruin heap would serve as a sign against the nation's sense of invulnerability. America was now vulnerable. The bridge had been made, the stones were coming undone, and the nation's security was resting on shaky ground. But the World Trade Center wasn't made one of clay bricks, I countered. The effect, though, was the same. The ancient prophecy opens up with the image of a collapse, the ruins of fallen building. It was the same image of a collapse and of the ruins of fallen buildings that confronted America in those first dark days following September 11. The American towers fell with the same suddenness as did the clay bricks and building of ancient Israel. Well,